Welcome everybody to the Monday night call. Thank you for showing up and showing the good sense to be on today because, as usual, we are getting the best of the best. They're attracted to our mesh movement because, we're all go-getters. And prior to tonight, we've made this call completely free. And I've been listening to a lot of a really successful guy in podcasting and in business in general, and his name's Andy Frisilla, and at the start of his podcast, he asks for payment. And the payment is if you find this content valuable, just to share it with one person, So it's be someone's hero, find someone out there that needs to hear this, and if it's valuable, then great. You all know that we've got an amazing Mesh Movement YouTube channel, so you can go there and there's a selection of we must be amassing like 30 calls now. So there's something for everyone. So just no matter whether you're part of the team or you're just an entrepreneur that's wanting to learn more, share it out. So Shane is the tonight's speaker, and we're very lucky to have him because he's the co-founder of factorybuyers.com.au. And if you haven't heard about this business yet, I'm sure you're going to, because it's absolutely blowing up. It's actually, I'm starting to see that in the fastest growing websites on lists, and it's just amazing what he's been able to do. So him and his business partner, Nathan. So when they're not out walking and doing gym and riding jet skis and picking multi-million-dollar houses and buying jets, that's next year. They're working very hard in a business and they know what it takes to be successful. So Shane's going to share how he blew the business up. I don't want to take your time too much more because I'd be ruining the story. But just so you know, it wasn't all sunshines and pony rides and chasing unicorns. They've had some ups and downs, just like we all do in business, and we've all felt it. So Shane, mate, share about your story. How did you get to this point?
Yeah, thanks, Joel. Thanks for the introduction. And again, thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate you all taking your time out on I'm sure, a busy Monday night to come listen to me. So very humble to be here. So yeah, I'll go back a little bit further in my story. So I grew up in Townsville, North Queensland, and I grew up in a very sort of poor community. My parents weren't very, very poor, but certainly money wasn't a topic that was, a good conversation in our family. It was sort of frowned upon that we even talk about money. So I definitely don't come from wealth. I come from humble beginnings, but I think that's my greatest asset too in what I use in my business, because I definitely have to hustle very hard, and I know that where I've come from, I'm not going back there. So I think a lot of our, and my business partner Nathan's the same. So I think a lot of our aggression in our business and our competitiveness has come from our beginnings. So I'll never change it. I'm pretty humble for it. But yeah, I grew up in Townsville, North Queensland. I actually started out as a musician. I don't know if Joel even knew that. So I started out in my late teens playing, drums, and I also played in another band, guitar and singing. So I wasn't really hanging around a money-hungry crowd either. I was certainly, I had the broke mentality, and all my friends had the broke mentality as well. So I had to really break out of that. I played music for many years in Townsville and had no money for many years. So it took a long time for me to break out of that mentality. But from there, I actually went into car sales. So I wanted to, chase, I suppose, a better lifestyle, a bit more money. So I went into car sales, and I didn't like that title. You can imagine what sort of, title that brings to your name when you go around saying to everyone that you're a car salesman. But, I learned to live with it after a while. I still don't like it to this day. Because everyone thinks you're very sleazy, but it certainly taught me a lot, in terms of aggression and selling, that I actually moved a lot into our business these days as well. So, did car sales for 5-6 years, developed, a really great lot of skills from that. And from there, I had a passion for flying for a long time. So Joel sort of mentioned before that I've been a pilot before. So that's after 5-6 years of doing that, I really got the shits with it, to be honest. And just said, you know what, I'm going to chase my passion and I'm going to go study aviation, which I did for many years. I think it was 2 years of study. I studied aviation, but I ended up going from, you know, saving up all this money and investing it all in aviation to going flat broke. So when I say flat broke, I was in 100 grand worth of debt and I had $15 in my bank. So I was not in a good financial position. Okay, so I had to sort of go away from aviation because of that at the time, and I did aviation at a later stage. But then I started in car sales again, and the hatred thing came with the name again of the car sales. So I went, you know what, I just need to find something that I can, you know, I can do on the side, make a little bit of money, a little bit of beer money, maybe a little bit of travel money. It can pay for my aviation, and then I can go study that and get the fuck out of car sales because I did not want to be there anymore. So I swear a lot too, guys, just to let you know. So if any of you got rosy ears and you don't like swearing, I'm probably not your guy, but I'm sorry in advance if you don't like swearing. So yeah, I said, you know what, I need to start this little side business, this little side gig, and that's going to get me out of the hole I'm in at the moment. That gets me out of car sales, and it will fund this aviation piece as well. So in 1 week, I launched a business called factorybuyers.com.au. So this was only ever to get me out a bit of a hole and to make a bit of side money and to, you know, I suppose, live a bit of a better lifestyle from the, you know, $15 bank account that I've just come out of in this $100,000 debt. Now, 12 months later, I grew this thing from $0, this sort of side gig hustle that wasn't even meant to be a business, into a $6 million business. So it sort of happened a little bit by accident. Obviously, we had big goals for it. We wanted to be really successful, but deep down, really, I didn't think it would be such a success that quickly. But look, we really knew within 1 or 2 months, and trust me, we were hustling, you know, we were doing 15, 16-hour days. Within 1 or 2 months, we sort of knew that we're onto something big. And me and Nathan just went hell for leather. We pushed every bit of energy we had into it, every bit of resource, money, time, attention, and we just blew it up to that $6 million mark in 12 months. So that's the short version of the story, I suppose, of the Factory Buys. So, Joel, are you muted, mate? Might get you unmuted for a second.
Yes, mate, I'm here.
So I like to come to things prepared, but tonight, me and Joel had a chat, and we sort of said, you know, we're just going to wing it tonight. But I actually thought just before the meeting that I might share a 3-step process that I came up with recently. I've sort of tried to package what we did in that 12 months because that's what we're really, you know, known as now. Me and Nathan, my business partner, we're known as these guys that went from this $0 business, just this idea, to this $6 million empire that we built in 12 months. So I've sort of tried to package it in a really simple way of what we've done. And I've done that into a 3-step process. So if you guys are happy, I'd love to share it with you tonight. I think it can be used in any business. It's not just the online world. It's really a rapid growth 3-step process in business. And it's not a complex thing. It may sound really simple to some people, but that's the whole point of it. So do you mind if I share it?
Go for it.
Who wants to hear it? Give me a thumbs up if you guys want to hear it. Awesome. So for anyone who's taking notes, get the pen and pad ready. So the first thing you need in this 3-step process to grow your business as quickly as possible goes without saying. You need traffic if you've got a website, if you've got a funnel, if you have some sort of online presence, you need traffic to that platform, that website, or that funnel. Yep. If you're in marketing or you have a business, a bricks and mortar store, you need physical traffic. You need people to come to your business. Yep. So the first thing you need is mass traffic or mass attention. Okay? Really, really simple when you say that. But this section, this step, is the hardest thing any business in the world has to work on. This is the hardest thing. Getting traffic, getting attention is where most businesses fail in the first 12 months or 24 months. Most people underestimate how much effort do you have to go through to get the traffic and the attention. They think they can just build a business, have this fantastic product, and all of a sudden people are going to flood through your door. Fuck no. It's not how it works. You could have the best burger in the world. You could build the best burger. You could spend 2 years going, I'm going to perfect this burger. I'm just going to, I'm going to go to all the best burger joints in the world. I'm going to get the best ingredients. I'm going to make it the best looking burger in the world. I'm going to create the best burger in the world. You spend 2 years doing it. Yeah. And then you launch the best burger in the world. And no one tries it. So there's no point in having the best burger in the world. No one fucking knows about it. There's no point. So people underestimate this section when they go into business or when they're trying to build their business if they already have one. They think this is the easy part. This is the hardest part. So customer acquisition, traffic, attention, getting it as cheap as possible and getting in mass quantities big enough that you can actually be successful. That is the number one thing that you need to drive all your time and attention into when you're starting in your business or you're trying to grow it. Okay? So have some really good ideas around here and really try and find out, who is your customer. Now, at the start, this was really tough for us because we have about 5,000 products now in our business. And when we started, we had about 500 to 1,000. So we really had a really wide demographic of people that we're dealing with. So it was really, when we're going to agencies and they're asking us, who's your customer? It was really difficult because we're like, well, this person buys this product and this person buys this product. And, it's online shopping. So we think women love it. Obviously women's going to be a big demographic, but we really had a wide demographic. But it really helped when we broke it down just into like, who's the most likely to be our demographic? Who's going to be our biggest percentage of customer? And then it's simple. Where are they? Where is this person? Where is this demographic of customer? Where are they online? We're dealing with the online world, but you might even be, where are they geographically? Where are they in my community? Is there events that my customer is going to that I can go to these events and I can go, hey, I've got this business. So you really need to think outside the box in this section. But I cannot stress this point enough. This is where businesses fail in the first 5 years. If they can't generate enough traffic and attention, your business will fail. Doesn't matter how good your product is, doesn't matter how shit it is. I'll go back to the burger example. Everyone knows McDonald's is the most sold burger in the world. It's not the best, but it's the best known. It's the most known. And that's how we've built our business. That's what we've built it off, that principle, that McDonald's principle. We don't have to have the best burger in the world, but if we want to be the most successful company in the world, we need to be the best known. So, and that's a whatever it takes attitude. People get scared of, hey, if I generate attention for my business, I'm going to generate hate. I'm going to generate negativity. You need to learn to suck that up because it's going to come. So negativity is going to come, whether you like it or not. Your skin's going to get thicker. You got to learn to love it. That's just business. Because there'll be someone out there that'll be competitive of yours, a competitor, I should say, that will have a little bit thicker skin than you. So you need to work on that a lot. Okay, so never be scared to attract negative attention because negative attention always attracts positive attention. Now, that's not saying go out there and do something really, really stupid, but there's always going to be negativity that comes with any type of attention in mass quantities. You can never, we've done, I don't even know the order count now. I think we've sold over 130,000 products now or something, 130,000 sales. So it's a lot now, but you can imagine how much negativity has come with that over time. Now, for me and my business partner, Nathan, were worried about every little negativity bit that came to our business. I wouldn't be sitting here. I'd be in a coma or I'd be dead. So you just got to learn how to deal with that. That's just part of business. So build that thick skin, get excited about it because Nathan, have fun with it now. It's never good to have negativity with your business. It's never fun, but you got to learn to have a little bit of fun with it because a lot of people take it too seriously, and you need to a certain point. But you need to have some fun with it as well. You learn from it, improve on it, but have fun with it as well. Otherwise, you'll just go insane. So that's the first piece. If you have questions about that at the end, let me know. I'm happy to talk about that, traffic and attention. Again, I stress that is the biggest part of any business is that traffic and attention. I'm sure Joel will agree as well. He's in business. I'm not sure how many of you guys are in business here, but if you are physically in business or even in MLM or whatever you're in, getting enough people to make the sales is always the first problem. So once we get a mass quantity of traffic or attention, or we're getting a decent amount, we need it. So the second step of the process is converting them into sales. Okay, so online, if you're talking about a website or a click funnel or something online, we call that conversion rate. Okay, so I'm always working, this is my biggest thing that I work on in my business, I'm always working on the conversion rate of our website, because we're driving about 10,000 people to our website a day. So you can imagine the percentage of people that we convert into customers is a pretty important number. So I'm always working on that quite heavily. Okay, so conversion rate or conversion of sales. So once we start getting a lot of people, whether that's a website or face-to-face or on the phone, we need to get better and better and better and improve that percentage of selling them into customers. Okay, and there's many, many techniques there. I won't go into too much detail with this because mine's more about website psychology and success through website psychology with this. But I'll share a few of it because, you know, I'm sure we're getting into the digital age. I'm sure a lot of you here will be building websites. You'll be building funnels for your businesses as well. So it's pretty important. So probably the biggest driver here that I think we've done really well in is what's called social proof. So when a customer first comes to a website, they don't know if it's their first journey to your website, it's their first touch point. They're really looking for proof of, hey, is this business legitimate? This is what's going through their head. Is this business legitimate? Is this a scam? Have people bought from here before? Or am I the first customer to ever buy something from here? This is actually what goes through people's head. Has it been positive experiences these people have had with this brand or been negative? So they're looking for social proof. It's very easy when you go into a shopping center. Social proof is very easy. You walk into a shopping center and you walk into a shop and there's 20 people there. There's 30 people there. It's only a tiny little store, but there's 30 people there. It's very busy. There's balloons. There's a party going on. So you're going, there's something going on here. I know I can trust this business. When you go to a website, that's very hard to recreate that feeling. So that's dead set what we've tried to do. We've tried to pull apart like a shopping center, and that social proof example I just gave you. I said, how can we actually look like when you go to our website that there's stuff going on here, that there's people buying here, that they've had positive experience and it looks busy. Okay, so we try and recreate that social proof from a physical store standpoint into a website. And that's what you really need to try and do. Now, obviously, there's simple ways you can do that. Reviews, customer reviews. My favorite thing a lot of brands are doing at the moment is what's called like a photo wall. So you get customers buy stuff off you, they send in photos, and you're posting these photos on your actual website. That's very powerful if you go to a website and you see a whole page full of just thousands of pictures of people buying and positive experiences and comments and shares all over Facebook. That's powerful social proof. Okay, so that's part of a huge part of our success in that second step, which is conversion and sales. Okay, and look, there's so much to this side. I get right into the depths, as Joel said. I'm a why guy, so I get into some stupid technical shit that would bore you for days. But colorations, texts, layouts, all of those things you can get into, and the psychology of how that affects customers and their journey. And I'm more than happy to help anyone out too afterwards if they have any questions about that. Okay, so that's number 2, conversion and sales. Who thinks that's pretty important? Give me a thumbs up. Converting them into sales. So customer acquisition, we go back to the first step, traffic attention. We're spending a lot of money on social media now. That cost per person getting to your website is getting higher and higher. So, we're spending millions of dollars on advertising a year now. And that's only going up and up and up with the cost of acquisition going up. So the conversion and sales gets a lot more important the higher that number goes, that you're paying for the customers. Okay, so you can say it's pretty important as well. The third step I call retain and maintain. So you've done all the hard work now. You've got all your traffic. You've got all your attention. You're as big as Amazon, hopefully. So, you've driven thousands of customers to your website. Then you've just absolutely hit the nail on the head. It might take you some time, but you're starting to convert a lot of sales. That percentage is getting higher. You need to retain and maintain those customers, okay? So you need to get a large percentage of those customers back, okay? Now, average in our industry is about 15 to 20% for maintaining customers or retaining them as customers. Ours is 38 to 40%. online that is like unheard of. So we're up there with, Amazon. Kogan's a big company in Australia as well. They're up around that number as well, and Catch of the Day. So we do a very good job. And once we get them as a customer, we spend a lot of money and a lot of time doing this. They ain't going anywhere. They're staying with us. So we do a really good job here. And look, there's thousands of techniques we use here. But obviously one is your email list. So I'll go back to step one. So when you're getting this traffic and attention as well, you need to get their data as quickly as possible. Data can be as good as getting a sale, okay, because it's going to lead to a sale. So you need to get the email address, their phone number, anything that can get you back to that customer is so important, okay? So email, a lot of people think is dead. It is not. We still do about $1.5 to $2 million a year just in email. So if you think it's dead, think again. You need to have a really good email strategy in any business. I don't care what you're doing. You could say, Shane, it doesn't apply for my business. It does. Email on every business, no matter what you're doing. If you're doing, what's it called, MLM, whatever you're doing. Email is very important. So we do a very good job there. Obviously, return offers, we do a very good job at aggressively putting it in our return offers as well. But also, I go back to what I was talking about before with negativity. So we've had a lot of negativity over, the last few years because we've sold a lot of stuff. So of course we get a lot of negativity with that positive growth. We've done a very good job at managing that. So once we get a really disgruntled customer, we're very quick to deal with it and just jump on the phone and deal with it. So don't be scared to retain your really negative customers as well, and some of your most aggressive. They've actually turned into some of their coolest customers, and they bring a lot of business into our business from how we've dealt with them. So never be scared to deal with that head on. So yeah, retain and maintain. There's a lot of stuff there, like I said, but the biggest one's email and the data. Once you have them in, it's just creating a really cool club, I suppose. It's like a VIP club. Treat your customers like they're your family. Give them really cool offers to come back, and they will. If they've enjoyed the first experience with you, they will come back if your offer's enticing enough. So, but yeah, that's my 3-step process. So it doesn't sound too complicated. I tried to simplify it as much as possible. Me and Nathan are really simple guys. I said to you at the start, I'm ex-musician, I'm an ex-drummer, so I'm not really smart up here. So that's another thing, guys. If you think you need to be smart to do this, think again. You just need to have a killer instinct and just an absolute dedicated attitude, and you can do this. I had a really broke mentality a few years ago. I've flipped that around. I'm still not smart. Don't think I am. I'm definitely not. I get told that all the time. If you met me in the pub, you would think I was the dumbest guy in the pub. So, yeah, definitely don't think you're smart to have to do this. You need to be more determined than your competition. Okay, so that's my 3-step process. I'm happy to take any questions, Joel, or if you want to give me some questions, if the guys want to give me some questions, I'm all ears.
So, guys, who has some questions? This has been amazing. What's your actual business do? There you go. What's your actual business do?
So we sell physical products around Australia. So a little bit different to the Amazon model, but same thing. You go to Amazon, you buy something, we send it to you. That's our business. So just an online retail store, quite simply.
Sensational. So, I got a question, mate. We've got a lot of MLMers on here, and that does tend to have its own stigma from for whatever reason.
Yep.
You get a lot of negativity around that if you let it get to you. I want to hear about your psychology around how you dealt with the negativity, because how did you develop that thick skin?
In terms of when I was in car sales, is that what you're talking about?
Well, that's where I got mine, but just going through, because I see like Australia and a lot of people have tall hobby syndrome. You guys can't really quick, and you mentioned there's a lot of negativity. How do you not let that actually get to you as a person? Not. I know there's the business, but how do you work on it yourself?
I think you get to a point where you detach it as personal attacking. People will have their opinion, and that they will they're just frustrated. So I try and put myself in their shoes sometimes as well. You know, that goes without saying. I am not innocent when I say I haven't been on the phone yelling before, and I haven't been stomping my feet and, you know, saying very bad words to people and probably going a little bit over the top. I don't think anyone in this chat is innocent at doing that. I think we've all probably overreacted in some situations and behaved in ways that we wouldn't normally because we're frustrated in a situation with a service or, you know, a company. So I don't take it as personal attack. I just say, you know what, they're really not getting what they want. And they're not really understanding what we're saying, what we're communicating with them. So, you know, I'm not going to take this personally. I'm just going to try and help them. If that's not helping, I'll change my approach until it does work. That answers the second question, which was the negativity. In terms of the car sales stigma, look, fuck, we're all in sales. Everyone sells every day. You know, the customers that I used to sell cars to, you know, were worse liars than me. You know, they used to lie and steal and cheat. So, you know, it is what it is. We're all in sales. Everyone has to earn a living. You know, so I think the first couple of years it sort of affected me. I still didn't like the title. I didn't like, I suppose, saying that I was a car salesman just because the name of it. But I had to earn a living, and I actually love doing it. I actually love the meeting the different people, the psychology behind the sales process, and giving people a good experience, because a lot of people have really negative experiences with buying cars. So to give them a positive experience and sort of have some fun along the way too. I was never serious selling a car. Like, I was just cracking jokes all the time, having fun, and really just trying to offer a different experience, I suppose. Have a bit of fun along the way. And I think I've brought that into our business as well. So that's another thing. You know, we like to have fun. It's actually a business page, but you know, we have some fun and we don't take things seriously. And I think, I think that's helped me too in that.
Amazing. So, like, you guys have blown a business up to, like, you went from 0 to 6 million in 12 months. You've stabilized. You've got a good business. A lot of people would probably be thinking, like, that would be their dream and they'd be done. Like, how do you stay motivated to go after more? Like, how do you keep your eyes on the big prize and keep going when, you know, money isn't as big an issue, if at all, as it was?
Good question. That's actually a really good question, man. I think most people would not be surprised if they're in my shoes right now, coming where I came from, that they'd be exactly the same as me. When you get more money, you want more of it. It's just the way it is. I'm not a greedy sort of person. You know, I don't want, you know, all the money in the world, but I think the more money you have, the more you know you can help people with it. That may sound cliche, but it's true. You know, the more money I have, the better things I can do for my family, the better things I can do for my employees, the better things I can do for my customers. So my business only gets better the more money I have. You know, it's better for my customers, and that's the way I look at it. You can't look at it as a negative thing that, you know, you're greedy if you want more money. You're going to give back in some way. You're going to reinvest it into your business. You're going to, you know, reinvent the wheel in your industry. You know, if I had $1 billion more right now, what would I be doing? I wouldn't be blowing it on yachts. I probably would, actually, yachts and jets. You know, but I've been reinvesting a lot of that into the industry. You know, in online retail in Australia, I'm sure we've all been victim of this, and I'm sure everyone's done a little bit of online shopping. Domestic shipping wise, it's fucked. Like, I can get shit here from New York quicker than I can from Melbourne. It's ridiculous. So infrastructure in Australia is just shit. So I think how you keep your motivation when you start getting more successful is you start getting involved in these things that are happening in society. So I want to be the guy that solves the domestic shipping issues in Australia. You know, so that's pretty motivating. You know, I want to solve all these issues. You know, load times are still really bad online. So you go to a website, it takes a long time to load the website. It's getting better, but it's still got a long way to go. So all these little infrastructure issues that we have in Australia and the world, I think, can be improved with money. So that's why I need more of it. That's why I'm staying motivated.
And
Hope that answers your question.
yeah, it does, mate. And it's good.
Shane,
What I loved about that was that you are looking to remind me of Nadine Javen, from 10x GrowthCon 2. He's solving a massive problem.
Yeah.
So that's great. And don't worry, guys, Shane's going to solve it, because today I said, imagine if you guys just got 1% of what Jeff Bezos is worth. He said 1%. I want 100% of it.
Yeah, it's
I was like, he's going to go to the top. It's fine.
Yeah.
So did I have a
Maybe
question?
I'm greedy.
Did someone?
Yes, I've got a question, Joel. Hi, Shane. I just wanted to ask you, how did you get your traffic and the people interested? You haven't actually explained that.
Yes, many different ways. So don't put all your eggs in one basket, because you won't get much traffic that way. So what does everyone think the biggest form of traffic is at the moment online? Where do you think most of it comes from? Everyone's muted.
Take yourself off mute if you got an answer.
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah. So social media. It goes without saying. So you've got to be on there. You've got to be on social media. You've got to have a Facebook page. You've got to be doing Facebook advertising. You've got to have an Instagram page. You've got to be doing Instagram advertising. You've got to be working on Google SEO. You've got to be working on Google Ads. You've got to be on Google Shopping. I'm just talking about what I'm on. Sorry, this is retail. There's hundreds of comparison sites. Okay, so we're on I don't even know what the count is. I'd probably be scared of the number. But all these comparison websites where they compare products and prices. There's hundreds of them. Why wouldn't you be on all of them? Just be on everything you can be. Obviously the big major ones where your most time and attention will go into. And that's where you'll be, I suppose, optimizing it all the time, working on your Facebook ads, working on your Google ads, and always trying to improve that. That's where most of your time and attention will go. But you always just got to be trying to expand your net and just try and influx as much traffic as you can. And that's just not online, that's anything. So, if you're MLM, then, don't limit yourself into your traffic. Try and get as much as you can.
Awesome. Does anyone else have a question? Cool. Well, I'll keep going. Cool. So with everything that you do, mate, what brings you the most joy, even with all the hard work?
Ooh. Can we start with the most stress? Can we start with that one? That's easy.
Go whatever you want, mate.
The most joy. Definitely setting ridiculous targets and hitting them. Yeah. So going stupid, being like, you know what, let's do this sale number in a day. And there's an inkling of you that thinks you're crazy. But you're like, I want this shit to come true. And then when you do it, it's pretty fucking cool. So it's just a good feeling. It's like keeping a promise to yourself, you know what, I'm going to do this. And then you do it. It's pretty cool. And that's motivating. So
it's amazing.
That probably is, in terms of sales, that is definitely the most joy.
Brilliant, mate. So I've got a pretty good idea of what it is now, but can you give the people on the call an idea of what your daily routine is? How does someone build a business like this? What does the routine look like?
I get up, I do an Instagram story, get on social media, go jet skiing all day, and then go home. That's about it.
get shots with Lamborghinis and.
I'm already joking. So it's funny. So I've been doing a bit of stuff on social media, guys, for 6 to 12 months, and it's funny because you only post the good stuff on social media, the fun stuff, and I get a lot of comments all the time. Do you ever do any work? So I make that joke now every time I get in front of the group. So my daily routine is obviously very hectic now, and especially since the last couple of weeks. I don't know if you guys have been following Joel, what he's been doing the last couple of weeks. We've been doing this challenge called 75 Hard, which is an extremely tough physical and mental challenge. and it's squeezing, 2 big workouts in a day, personal development in a day as well. So I've squeezed this into my busy schedule as well. So it's pretty crazy. But yeah, it starts with, at the moment, getting up. I love starting the day off well. So I try and keep my phone away when I first wake up now, and I'll do some sort of physical exercise. And I'll tell you why. I haven't been doing this long, but I'll tell you what, you guys need to stick at this and don't make the same mistake I did. If I could go back, I spent 3 years focusing on my business and not on my health. And I'm paying the price now. I put on 20, 25 kilos growing my business. So yeah, I had this amazing success story in the 12 months, 0 to 6 million. That looks really cool in the newspaper. 0 to 6 million in 12 months. We actually got a newspaper article, which Joel's seen. And I'm sure he'll share it in the group later if you guys want to see it as well. You can't doubt that, anyone would be proud to see that. But I'll tell you what I wasn't fucking proud of when I saw that newspaper article and I scrolled down below the title and I saw me and my business partner and both of us had let ourselves go physically. And really bad in that first 12 months. So, and that's really affected us, not in the short term, but the long term. Really the last 12 months we've been struggling with energy level ever. No matter how important business and money is to you, never let your health go, because that's the one thing money cannot buy you. So I'm paying the price now. So yeah, going back to that, start with physical activity. I think everyone should do that. It really clears the brain, gets the energy levels up and gets you in a good mood at the start. I'm straight on social media in the morning, so I'm always checking, reviews. I'm very involved in customer service, and I think I always will be. So I'm always checking, hey, has there been anything overnight that needs attending to? Checking sales overnight. And throughout the day is really my main thing in the business. So I look after all the marketing. I oversee it. So we have marketing people, but I oversee all the marketing and I oversee all the website development. So I'm always, throughout the day, it's just constantly working on marketing. Hey, where are we falling short? Where are we making mistakes? We're not fucking perfect. Don't think I'm sitting here telling you that I nail everything, that I'm perfect at everything. I spend most of my day thinking, fuck, where did we lose all this money in marketing? So we make a lot of mistakes, but we experiment a lot, and that's how we get a lot of success as well. So that's a good point as well with in terms of marketing that we should be doing. But that's what I spend most of my day doing is marketing, web development. Then I squeeze a little bit of family time. I squeeze a little bit of daughter time in. I'm a single parent, but I get her once a fortnight. So I have a couple of days off every fortnight and spend some quality time with her. But normally it's just going hard with website stuff and marketing. Live and breathe it.
Amazing, mate. So, go ahead.
Joel, can I just ask a quick question, Shane?
Sure.
Shane, you said when you started you didn't have much money to start with.
Yep.
So to leap from 0 to 6 million in 12 months,
yep.
Where do you find the funds to do the marketing to start with then?
So I'll actually tell you a story. So we weren't investing in any marketing at the start. First probably month, 2 months of the business, didn't spend $1. So our hack was at the time was buy swap sell groups. So when I say we're posting on buy swap sell groups, but when I say we're posting on buy swap sell groups, we were doing it like a ridiculously spammy amount. Like we were doing 1,000 a day between me and Nathan. Like we're going ridiculous with it. So that's how we started, and we built it to probably $200,000-300,000 revenue doing that. And we had I think it was about 40, 50 grand in the bank, saved up from the business and doing buy swap sell groups and that sort of thing. And I had this crazy, stupid, fucked up idea that what would happen if we spent $50,000 on marketing? What would happen? Because at the time, Nathan was very sick of his job. I was very sick of my job. So we thought, all in or nothing. What would actually happen? Because you can't spend $50,000 on digital marketing and not get anything back. This is what I'm thinking in my head, right? So the worst, what if we just break even? You might get $25,000 back or something. I don't know. That's sort of thought process that was going through my head at the time. But we just thought, what, we're getting sales with no investment into marketing. So what would happen is $50K all in, like you're at the casino. And that's what we did. We flew down to Melbourne. We met up with a digital agency. So we started doing SEO and Facebook remarketing, Google Ads, and I think it was Bing and a couple of other little things that we put into this package. So we signed I think it was a $8,000 a month agency package. So this is going from nothing to like an $8,000 agency package. And all the rest that we had left was spend for the month.
Wow.
And you can imagine what we did after that. It obviously worked. So
Cool.
we kept increasing that budget and moving forward.
Well, that was ingenious the way you started. Like, that's really an entrepreneur thinking outside the box, you know, like no money in the bank, you've got to market or you're not going to move forward. And then come up with something that ingenious is a credit to you. So well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you. But I think you have to think outside the box with these things. So you have to think, you know what, I don't really need to invest in paid marketing. I could, but what are ways I can get it for free? How can I get free attention? And then you start to get creative. Because if you do the same boring shit everyone else is doing, you don't get creative. You block the creative part of your brain. If you go, you know what, yes, I do have 50 grand in the bank. I don't have to invest it in marketing. What if I didn't? What if I had $0? And what if I couldn't feed my fucking kids next week? Then what would I do? How creative would I be then? And that's how we've treated every single part of our journey. You know, we're very creative with, yes, we do Facebook ads and we have a large budget, but we still don't take that for granted because we both come from nothing. We are really creative with our ads. Really creative. To the point sometimes, you know, we upset people. It gets people talking. We do upset people sometimes, but it's not the best thing. I don't recommend it, but controversy sells. You know, everyone knows it. The media use it. Everyone fucking uses it. Controversy sells.
Exactly.
And we use that in our marketing. We use that in, you know, in most of the things we do. We put up stupid memes on our face page all the time. We don't take it seriously.
Yeah.
And we never indirectly insult anyone, but we put it out there, hey, what's your opinion of this? Customers. And then they go and have their way with the rest of society.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there's a link sitting on the meme, you know, where we're getting hundreds and hundreds of people come to our website. So it works.
Unique selling proposition. Well done.
That's a big thing. And look, Facebook ads have actually, this may sound funny, but Facebook ads to this day have been relatively easy to get a return on. It doesn't take much brain power, effort, and strategy to get a return. But I can tell you from being in it right now and being in it for many years now, that if you don't get your content right, you don't get your ads right from now, you're fucked. So you need to get it right. You need to get creative with your content. Be controversial. Don't be scared to stand out. And yeah, that first little piece, you know, if you're doing videos, for example, that first couple of seconds, don't be boring. You know, oh, welcome to factorybuys.com.au. Like, fuck, you're going to be gone. Like, you got 1 second, 2 seconds to get someone's attention. That's it. That's it. You're competing. This is actually really good to look at. You're competing against their family and friends, which is obviously really interesting to them. Not mine. Mine aren't interesting. So I watch a lot of video social. But you're competing against people's family, their friends, you know, other cool shit, other cool businesses. So what's going to make them stop on your ad? What's going to make them, or if you're an MLM, you know, what's going to make, there's 100 people doing what you're doing, thousands of people doing what you're doing. Why are they going to come see you? It's not for the fucking product. It's for you. So how can you stand out? How can your brand stand out? How can it be different? How can it be controversial different? Like there's different ways you can attack it.
Yeah, that's right. So true. Because I looked at your website while we were talking and I thought to myself, it's nothing different to many that are doing the same thing. So that's what intrigued me. I thought it's obviously your marketing. So I flipped over to have a look at your Facebook page. I thought, oh, I like that. So it was controversial and so that's it.
So we have never paid for one like on our Facebook page. And I think we're up to 140,000 now. Only in 2.5 years or something we've been doing it. So
yeah,
3 years now.
Yeah, cool. Keep going. It's really good.
Well, we've got some other questions.
Yeah, can I ask a question, Joel?
Yeah, go.
Okay, well, actually, I have two questions. So how do you look for a good marketing company or a good marketing person? What questions do you ask? Yeah.
Great question. Great question. That is actually a really, really difficult one. It's not difficult. I find it difficult because I have very, very high standards and very high expectations. So we've actually gone away from that now. We internalize that marketing role. Only because it's very difficult for our scale now of our business to have, we need to act very quickly. So if we need to change something, we need to act very quickly. So we can't ring an agency and then the guy's away and then, wait 2-3 days for them to, action it. We need to move very, very quickly in our business now. So
what about a startup business though?
But yeah, startup, it's really gut feel, to be honest. You just have to get the right feel about people. When you're getting sold to, or if people are really genuine in what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll just do a little bit of research. For example, with Facebook, I'll do a bit of research on the company, who they're working with.
Yep.
Okay, so most of them actually, if they're a decent sized company, they'll tell you, okay, we're working with this company, and then go look at their ads. So there's a cool thing now on Facebook where you can go onto the page. For example, if you're looking at factoryboys.com.au, if you go to our Facebook page right now, you'll see a little section called info and ads. So you can go see how I'm running my ads right now.
Yep.
So you can go copy it. Yeah. But that's really a good way for you to go into the company, the agency, and go, hey, I noticed you're working with this person. This is the ads you're running. Why are you running these ads? And what's the results you're getting out of them?
Okay.
So just start, and just, that's a really simple, silly question to ask, but that sort of gets them to know, hey, this person knows what they're talking about, and you'll get some more honest, I suppose, answers and honest information at the start of that session.
Yep. Okay.
And also, you ask for case studies. It's a really good thing too.
Mm-hmm.
That's not something they get asked a lot either. So ones that actually have them, which is a good thing. They're prepared.
Okay. And what's a good Facebook ad look like? Like you said, you've got to have a good Facebook ad or you're fucked. And I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah. That's how I said it. Yeah.
Pretty much.
This is the honest truth, and this is what you need to do in business. This is the mindset you need to have in business in general. A good Facebook ad is one that sells the most.
Okay. So how does it sell the most?
Now, the reason I say that's a stupid answer, isn't it? The reason I say that is because you will get this awesome, beautiful designed Facebook ad done up one day, and you'll sit there and go, fuck me, Shane, look at this. This is going to be the best performing ad I've ever seen in my life. This is just, look, it's just the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Like, how could you not click on this? This is going to work, right? And you launch it, and you have the most highest expectations. Now, you can tell I've done this 100 times. Yeah. So then you launch it with all these high expectations, and it doesn't convert a sale. Doesn't convert a thing. This is trial and error. I could give you the perfect ad for me right now. I could give you the whole template, what to say, what to use, content, how it should look, the brightness of the video, everything, right? I put it in your audience, doesn't fucking work. You just don't know. This is a trial and error thing. So you need to find out who your audience is, and then you need to start. You can do what's called an A/B test in Facebook. Okay, so you can start testing still images against videos. How does that work for my audience? Okay.
Yeah.
And then split test, this video against that video. Test this audience against that audience. So this is a really experimental thing. By the time you do a Facebook course on this stuff, it's out of date.
Mm.
So once you get the basics and fundamentals done, with your advertising, then it's really, really educated guesses and really good testing.
Okay.
And then how to improve on that is you need to understand your data.
Mm.
That's the hardest thing in digital marketing, is understanding data and making decisions, educated decisions around that data. That's the hardest part.
Okay.
Does that kind of help?
Yeah, it helps a lot. Thank you. Thank you.
So I'll just do a lot of testing with your audience. Think abstract, think out of the box, and see how you go. But what I just said before about the info and ads thing too. So every Facebook page, if you're already doing ads, or sorry, you're in an industry and you have competitors that are really killing it in the digital space, go look at what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So we do a lot of original stuff, but we copy a lot too. That's our competitors.
Thank
We do. We look at guys that are really successful and we model them. So what ads are, Catch of the Day and Kogan are the two biggest online retail stores in Australia. How much do you reckon to look at what they're doing all the time? So what ads are they running? And I'm always watching. Okay, so they're running that ad. That only lasted a week. And they've pulled it down. Why?
Yeah.
No, they've been running this ad. It's been running for 2 months. Why? It's obviously working. We've got to try this.
Yeah.
So find someone that's doing a really good job at it. Model them. Find out what they're doing.
Okay. Thank you.
All good.
Any other questions? Put on gallery view so I can see hands going up.
All good.
Guys, any more questions? 3, 2, 1. All right. Well, hey, Shane, look, speaking of advertising, if you had a billboard and the entire planet could see it, what would your message to the world be?
My entire message to the world. Actually, everyone, he did say he's going to throw me a curveball tonight, but I want to make sure I answer it really good. If I had a billboard and message to the world, I'd say don't let other people set your expectations. That would be the text. And then you'd have a picture of me with a thumbs up.
Yeah. With factorybuyers.com.au.
That's right. I forgot we're going to put that on there. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Come on, man. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't just say that was the only message.
Yeah, that should have been. That should have been the focus. Yeah.
Well, guys, if there's no other questions, we'll wrap it up. Because Shane's got to go do another 45-minute, a lot of exercise, don't you, mate?
Run. Yeah.
Yeah, got to go for the run and drink a ton of water. So, guys, thanks for showing up, and let's give Shane a big thank you. Let's go crazy in the comments and follow him on social. Probably don't open everything he does at work. No, I'm joking.
No, don't.
No, don't. Unless you want to get fired, then you'll really need some marketing. But look, it's been great. Thanks a lot, mate. I'm going to just take us off record and
Thank you.
No.